Assist deep into injury time, Barcelona's only shot on goal.
Barcelona Champions League finalists again!
And with the domestic double secured, a historic treble was in sight. So to Rome, where Manchester United lay in wait in the 2009 Champions League final. All the talk was of Messi versus Ronaldo, the two players considered to be the best on the planet.
Definitely the top player in the world at the moment, there's no question about that. Those two at the moment have a fantastic season.
They are awesome, both of them. Okay, I think Alex Ferguson prefer Ronaldo, we prefer Leo.
To put them on the same menu in a final is quite interesting.
And what more fitting stage to settle the debate? For Messi though, it was just another day.
No, la verdad que hasta el partido igual que siempre fue un día como cualquier otro, como lo vivimos siempre, estábamos muy tranquilos, muy confiados en nosotros mismos.
It is the best in England versus the best in Spain.
If you go back to Rome, that hot night in the Olympic Stadium when they played Manchester United, I think it's fair that most people in England had United as favourites.
Iniesta just quickening the pace, feeds Eto'o. He's got into a good scoring position, and it's Barcelona who strike first.
Manchester United were still in the game, and what happened was something that put to bed this mythological thing that I saw a lot of British journalists writing. He's never scored against an English team.
Turned away by Giggs, one captain denying another. Only as far as Xavi. In towards Messi! Barcelona's golden man has scored a golden goal.
Who'll forget the goal that he scored against Manchester United in the Champions League final? It was a splendid goal. I've seen him score goals volleying a ball, which he shows unbelievable technique, and for one who's so small, he's a fantastic head of the ball.
He's only 5'7", but he soared to connect.
He scored his first goal against the English club to make sure that Barcelona sealed that triumph in the most unlikely way for a little man to do it with a brilliant header.
Barcelona rule in Rome.
What has Lionel Messi proved tonight?
I think he proved he's the best player in the world. We said that before, but no one believed that. But after this, I think that he deserved to be the best player in the world. No?
Sí, fue algo hermoso, ¿no? Siempre es lindo hacer goles y más en esos partidos, en esa final, fue algo impensado, un sueño y bueno, fue hermoso.
And the European Cup is back in Barcelona hands.
Y después fue todo felicidad, mucho festejo, mucha alegría y recuerdo muy lindo.
Barca's treble-winning season would go down in history, and Messi's bond with Guardiola was at the heart of everything they did. Barcelona went on to dominate domestically the next season, and the little Argentine would continue to haunt England's elite, this time with a devastating display against Arsenal in the Nou Camp.
He has 3 already. It's Messi. He has 4.
Jose Mourinho, however, would finally find a way to nullify Messi and co with Inter Milan at the semi-final stage.
Barcelona are beaten. Inter Milan will go to Madrid. And Jose Mourinho's moment has come again.
Messi had his revenge on Mourinho the next season, however, as he provided 2 moments of magic in an ill-tempered El Clasico in the Champions League semi-final at the Bernabeu.
Messi! And it's him again. Here's Messi. Away from 2, 3, 4. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
The match against Real Madrid, he has that sense of when is the right time to go and dribble and take people out of the game.
We have all played football, and we know how difficult that is just to score a goal. But when at that level a player can take the ball in the middle of the park and pass everybody and score, you can say, well done my friend. I haven't seen many players do that.
It's just genius. You rarely in any sport get the opportunity to watch genius.
Barcelona would meet Sir Alex's United once again in the 2011 Champions League final, this time at Wembley. They were being touted as the best club side ever, and once again Messi was on everybody's mind.
When you talk about Messi,
I won't. Hopefully I won't be anywhere near him. No, obviously. I hope somebody's near him.
You've got to realise that they're a talented team, and you've got to try and stop them and stop their key players.
It's not a one-man job, I think. It's down for the whole team to defend right and try and force him into where he is, which he doesn't want to be in, so hopefully we can do that.
On their day, they're as good as anyone, but so are we.
Wembley looking at its best for a meeting of the best of the best.
Esperábamos ganar, ¿no? Sabíamos que iba a ser un partido difícil porque conocíamos bien al Manchester, prácticamente no había cambiado mucho a lo que había sido la final anterior que tuvimos con ellos.
And Barca, like in Rome 2 years before, would be the first to strike.
Xavi. Slip through, chance for Pedro! Breakthrough for Barcelona. It has been coming.
But United were made of sterner stuff than in 2009.
Rooney. Flicked in towards Giggs, who's onside. And Wayne Rooney! Oh,
yeah. At Wembley, it was a sublime team performance by Barcelona, but they absolutely knew that United were completely in the match at 1-1.
Messi. Oh, fabulous!
Yo lo comparo con un asesino, digamos, porque tiene el hambre de querer más.
When someone needed to step up to the plate, I didn't think it was ever in doubt that it was going to be him.
Inevitable. The latest in a long line of headline goals.
Regardless of how tight it is, when Messi's on the field, he's always going to come up with a moment of brilliance.
He is a phenomenon.
The top players, there's always a pressure on, can he win the game? This guy does it. Like, yeah, it's the final. I'll score you another goal. So when the big games, he turns up.
David Villa sealed the victory, but Messi once again displayed his ability to produce when it mattered most.
Barcelona are champions of Europe again.
No sé, fue un momento hermoso, igual que en la otra, pero quizás está un poquito más por cómo estaba el partido, que estaba 1-1, era el gol que nos daba la ventaja, y creo que eso lo hizo más importante todavía.
Masters of all they survey, the new Barcelona dream team.
And Sir Alex was again left scratching his head as to how to stop Barcelona.
The best team you've ever faced, or not?
Yeah, I think it's the best team we've played, yeah. They're at a tremendous peak in the cycle of their team. Well, beaten is no other way to address the situation.
Messi's recent achievements with Barcelona would coincide with personal awards, culminating in a third successive Ballon d'Or in January.
The winner is Lionel Messi.
His 3 Ballon d'Or have proven he is the player of our generation. But for all the praise he receives on a personal level, humility is perhaps one of his greatest traits.
Dedicar, como dije antes, a mis compañeros. Que sin ellos, obviamente yo no estaría acá. No hubiese conseguido ni este ni los dos anteriores. Yo quiero brindar por Xavi y Andrés, que a pesar de que gané el premio yo, ellos lo merecen igual o más que yo. Así que
The great thing about the boy is that his feet are on the ground. He's such a humble man. You recognise that he's a true down-to-earth young boy. And you're pleased for him because of that. He's not changed, and I think that's a wonderful asset to have.
Coming up.
If you can do it in the Champions League, why can't you do it in international football?
Best player in the world now, Messi.
Playing like Messi comes once in, 100 years probably.
Despite everything that Lionel Messi has achieved, he still craves success on the grandest of stages, the World Cup. And with Maradona, the Argentinian coach, going into the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, comparisons between the two were reignited. Although Messi wasn't scoring, Argentina were making their way through the tournament with their charismatic manager taking all the headlines.
It was about, wow, what's Maradona going to do next? What's he going to do? He's bound to come up with something crazy or outlandish before the next match.
I would think he could see elements of himself in Messi, and certainly talent-wise, and would have wanted that to be nurtured and to flourish. And he would have known that Messi performing at his best would have been his best chance of winning the tournament.
There's Messi.
But the world's greatest player wouldn't be able to carry his nation to World Cup glory, as Maradona's Argentina were finally undone by the Germans.
Maradona faces the end of his dream.
The only question mark you have then is that why does it work so well at Barcelona, and why is it not really pulling off at the national team?
He's a fantastic player, and Barcelona has a style of playing which is very, very useful for a player, very good for a player like Messi, because they are controlling the game, they control the ball, and then they can always find players like him. But he's not the one who has to carry everything on his shoulder, because he's playing with Iniesta, with Xavi. So it makes it a little easier for him.
When he's playing for Barcelona at that Nou Camp Stadium, I mean, it takes some defenders to stop him. He's impossible to stop. What I would say, I don't think he's done it at international level. You know, if he can do it in the Champions League, why can't he do it in international football? You know, Maradona did win a World Cup. Pele did it. Messi's got to do it at that level for me to get up there with Diego Maradona.
Argentina is such a passionate football country, craves success so much, needs a return of a Maradona era, and is so sick of Brazil winning things that they've treated Messi immaturely. And it makes Messi beside himself with fury that people don't, not that they criticise his performances, that he takes on the chin, that people should suggest he doesn't care about Argentina as much as Barcelona.
You know, a lot of times he gets accused of lack of patriotism, lack of understanding Argentina, because, you know, the fact is he's lived in Catalonia almost as long as he lived in Argentina. I certainly don't see that.
He absolutely supports Argentina. He turned down the chance to claim Spanish nationality. He was offered it. The Spanish system wanted to take him in at junior level and make him, as Thiago is, a full Spanish international. He said no.
When he plays for Argentina, he gives just as much as he gives when he plays for Barcelona. If there's a difference, it's in terms of performance. Certainly not in terms of effort.
He's the captain, he's their best player, and he's as committed to Argentina as Maradona ever was.
There's obviously a lot of expectations, but maybe at Argentina they're just expecting him to win the World Cup, and you can't do it on your own.
One thing with the South American players, they're very patriotic, so it means a lot to him. I'm sure he's desperate for it to happen on a national level.
There would be a perception of fans, well, he doesn't care about us as much as he cares about playing for Barcelona. Now, I don't imagine that's true for 1 minute. I think with Argentina there's perhaps been too much pressure on his shoulders, or the structure around him hasn't been able to bring the best out of him. Teams that play Barcelona know if they mark Messi, they've still got 4 or 5 others that can go and win the game.
He must know that's the one thing that so far as it eludes him, and is the one ingredient he needs to add, because then he does have the full set.
Perhaps Brazil 2014, with it being you know, on their home continent, is an opportunity for them to do that, but I don't think it will be for a lack of desire. I just think the team and what's around him hasn't been quite good enough to provide him with that platform to go and play.
I'm not saying I want Argentina to go and win the World Cup in 2014 in Brazil. I'm not saying that, but it wouldn't be the saddest event either, I don't think, if we saw Messi picking up the trophy, because I do think that would then, with all his stats, with all his games, with all his goals, I think that puts him on top of the pile.
Although Messi's achievements have fallen short of World Cup glory, his club career has been unparalleled, and his status in the game undeniable.
Best player in the world, now Messi.